Right now, it's an election day here in Wisconsin. We're talking turnout and election security for this first state primary.
And we're learning more this morning about the man accused of killing veteran and father Nicholas Day. What evidence prosecutors now say ties him to the murder.
Plus, police are giving an update on the missing UW-Milwaukee student from McFarland. That's straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for joining us on your Tuesday, February 18th. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Josh Brighter. Meteorologist Hattie McLean is here now with a snow brush alert this morning.
Yeah, you have to clean off the car. Even if you did it last night, you probably have to do it again this morning. The snow ended late last night for southern Wisconsin, so you'll have to clean everything off once again. Take a look at your snow brush alert, and not just the windshield. Clean off the whole car. We have a lot of wet, heavy snow to deal with this morning. It's a very slushy, messy start to the day. Definitely put on the boots as you head out the door. The snow, though, has come to an end. That's the good news. We're not looking for any more precipitation. Temperatures will drop back into the 20s yet this morning and then rebound just a couple of degrees later on this afternoon to a high of 28. Northwest winds, though, are going to make it feel a little bit colder through the day. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic maps this morning. We'll see what's happening on area roads. Starting to get a little busier as we go through the 6 o'clock hour this morning. No major delays or accidents to tell you about. We're not dealing with a lot of blowing and drifting because the snow is very heavy. However, it's still kind of slushy and wet across southern Wisconsin. As temperatures fall below the freezing point, there may be some slippery spots on the roads, even roads that have been cleared. Coming up in just a few minutes, we are going to talk about more Arctic air headed back into the region.
Boy, it can be a bit of a dicey drive in this morning, but it is stunning out there.
It does look good.
It's stuck to every single branch.
Ooh, plenty of pictures, hoping we can send them in.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Addie.
You're welcome.
Right now, a lot of the main roads are cleared this morning, but some of the side streets are still snow-covered or slushy. The city of Madison is working to plow all city streets ahead of the morning commute after yesterday's snow. According to the Streets Division, that began at about midnight, and they'll be working into the afternoon today. They ask that you give plow trucks some extra space to do their work and plan some extra time for your commute this morning.
Plan it as if, like, worst case scenario. Give yourself a few extra minutes. Set your alarm a little earlier just to make certain that you can get through town, just in case it is a little snowier than what you expect. That way you're not running late or feel like you have to rush, and that's where you run into problems.
More information about snow emergency alerts, winter parking, and road conditions can be found at thecityofmadison.com/winter.
Those slushy roads might make it a little tougher to get to the polls today.
Yeah, those polls open in just under an hour, and here to share what you're going to see on your ballot today is our Keely Arthur. She's live from the Capitol. Keely, good morning.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Yeah, the only thing that everyone in the state is going to see on their ballot is the state Supreme Court. Everything else is going to obviously vary from county to county, city to city. Now, polls open in less than an hour at 7 a.m., but some people have already voted through absentee ballots. Now, Dane County says they are seeing a big hike in terms of people voting earlier. And in terms of voting today, though, he suspects things will kind of be quiet considering it's a spring primary. He believes turnout will be higher, though, than it is elsewhere in the state, as is typical for Dane County, but not unusually high. Voters in Dane will see the Madison School Board and State Supreme Court on their ballot, which has a local candidate. And McDonald says he believes the surge in absentee ballots has a lot to do with convenience.
I think there's a certain concern that, you know, my kid might be sick, I might be sick, something might happen. Why don't I just do this? And it's convenient. I'll do it now. And that idea is spreading.
Rock County clerks are seeing very light turnout for absentee voting, especially compared to similar elections in years past. They are expecting turnout overall to be at just 8 to 10%. Compare that to Dane County, which is expected to be around 20 to 30%. Officials say, though, they will have higher turnouts in the city of Edgerton, which is in Rock County, because there's a mayoral race, and then in Milton, also in Rock County, for the school board. And today, officials are saying is kind of like a test run for the general election this April 7th. They're kind of trying to work out the kinks and see how things go today, because that April 7th election is going to be a big one considering the presidential primary coming up in the next half hour. We're going to talk about some of the security measures that Dane County officials are taking today.
All right, Keely Arthur live at the Capitol this morning. Keely, thank you.
So as Keely just mentioned, you will see 3 names of candidates for state Supreme Court on your ballot. Current Justice Daniel Kelly is looking to keep his seat on the court. Kelly was appointed in 2016 by Governor Scott Walker to fill out the rest of Justice David Prosser's term. This is supposed to be a nonpartisan race, though Kelly has drawn support from conservative groups. The other 2 candidates on the ballot are Dane County Circuit Judge Jill Karofsky and Marquette constitutional law professor Ed Falone. Both have received backing from left-leaning groups. Coming up in our next half hour, we will hear from all 3 of the candidates.
Breaking news overnight, police are looking for a group of people involved in a disturbance that ended in shots being fired. Fitchburg police say they were called to Pike Drive just off of Fish Hatchery Road for a disturbance after 8 o'clock last night. The people involved were able to get away and no one was hurt. Anyone with information is asked to call Fitchburg police. The 21-year-old suspected of killing veteran Nicholas Day is being held on $1 million cash bond this morning. Riley Berg is facing a first-degree intentional homicide charge in what Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney is calling a cold, calculated, and extremely violent murder. Day's body was found on County Highway JG outside of Blue Mounds. An autopsy confirmed he was shot and had several significant cuts on his neck. The criminal complaint says detectives were able to narrow down suspects by using surveillance video at Tyrell Basin, nearby shops, and gas stations.
This is an extremely violent crime where the victim was first shot at from a distance and then his throat was slit. We have DNA evidence of the victim in the defendant's vehicle, and to our knowledge, there is no connection between the victim and the defendant at this time outside of this crime.
Day's blood was found on the steering wheel and on the seatbelt in Berg's car. Berg's dad told detectives his son has schizophrenia and is medicated. He also said Berg hunts every day and does have access to multiple guns along with a knife.
The former Badger football player suspected of killing 2 women will make his first court appearance today. Marcus Randall L. is accused of killing Brittany McAdory and Sierra Winchester in Janesville. He turned himself in Chicago police over the weekend and will appear in Cook County Court today in Illinois. The man convicted of drunk driving and crashing into the Beaver Dam Middle School will spend 2 years and 8 months in prison. In August, police say 22-year-old Roy Cortez drove into the Beaver Dam school, causing it to briefly catch on fire. The Dodge County District Attorney says the damages to that school are at more than $2 million. 6:07 right now. Milwaukee officials say the suspect in a triple homicide will be making his way from Tennessee to Wisconsin today or tomorrow. In the meantime, though, right beside the garages where the bodies were found, community members are mourning the deaths of the mother and her 2 young daughters who were killed.
We got to take care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to check on each other. We got to make sure that when stuff happening in our community that we calling the police, we going outside saying, I see you. I see what you doing to her.
Arzell Ivory is accused of killing Amara Banks and her children, 4-year-old Camariah Banks and 5-year-old Zanaya Ivory. Zanaya is Ivory's daughter. Police say Ivory argued with Amara at her Milwaukee home 2 weekends ago. Neighbors recall hearing 3 to 4 loud thumping sounds and then heard Banks yell, "Please don't kill me." A neighbor called 911 but says police didn't arrive until the next morning. Amara and her kids were reported missing that day. Ivory later turned up in Tennessee and helped lead police to the garages and the 3 bodies. Police in Milwaukee are still searching for a missing UW-Milwaukee student who hasn't been seen since early Friday. That new information, Sean Beck is a freshman from McFarland. UWM police say he was using LSD with another student shortly before he went missing. Beck was last seen leaving a dorm after the other student started having a bad reaction to the drug. Around the same time, an eyewitness saw a person run toward the riverbank nearby. Students, meanwhile, say they're scared that their peer can be missing for so many days without being found.
It's just frightening to see one of our own students be missing like that and have no idea where he is, especially for this long.
Bake is diabetic and needs insulin regularly. Before running out of the building, Bake sent a message to his father saying, "I love you guys. I am so sorry." Dodge County officials are looking for a 77-year-old man who's been missing since Saturday evening. John Bachhuber was last seen at the Mayville Piggly Wiggly around 6:30 Saturday night. He's described as 5'7", 130 pounds, with blue eyes and gray hair. Bachhuber is missing some of his lower teeth and may be wearing prescription eyeglasses.
Anyone with information on his location is asked to call the Mayville Police Department.
For local news now, a new app on your smartphone can help keep you safer and more up to date with crime activity in your area. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says its new app will allow you to quickly submit a tip and connect with their social media.
It also allows us to be a little more transparent. We've had a lot of requests for access to inmate information. So you can go online on this app and see who's currently in jail, their charge, when they get out, etc.
You can download the app for free right now. Just search Dane Sheriff.
6:10 right now, and still ahead for us on this Tuesday. We'll tell you how the Dairy Farmers of America are trying to help their industry after one of the country's largest milk processors files for bankruptcy.
And Hattie tracking 2 more alert days in the forecast for this week. She's bringing us the latest from the First Warn Weather Center. That's right after this.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Don Miller.
It's fun for everyone at Vitense Golfland. Escape winter and enjoy Madison's premier indoor miniature golf course where all ages putt and play. 18 fun Madison-themed holes, remote control boats, and arcade. Offer a great time with friends and family and for special events. Only at Vitense Golfland.
It seems like with life, there's never a dull moment, but there's rarely a down moment either. And when it comes to sleep, we don't always get the best rest. We're lucky to find time to shop for groceries, let alone the perfect mattress. Fortunately, there's the Aspen Collection. Find the cozy comfort, quality, and affordability of Denver mattress all packed in a convenient box. It's the comfort and support for the busiest of lives. Available in-store or online. And sleep well, knowing that for every mattress purchased, we'll plant a tree. Exclusively at Denver Mattress.
I want a client who comes in to feel comfortable and to know that their case is in good hands so they can relax and get on with their life as best as they can and let me do the fighting for them. That's how I want them to feel.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
It's incredible. It's award-winning. It's the new Ram 1500 at Don Miller. With the President's Day event on now, there's great selection. The new Ram 1500, it's Green Car Journal's 2019 and 2020 Green Truck of the Year. Lease a new 2020 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn 4x4 for only $279 a month plus taxes and fees, 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, $34.99 due at signing. See salesperson for details. The President's Day event on now at Don Miller, your Madison Truck headquarters.
Don Miller.
The Our Home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Don't miss your chance to see the 6-time Grammy Award-winning Irish band The Chieftains on their Goodbye Tour. Celebrate 57 years of music making in an unforgettable evening of music, song, and dance. The Chieftains, The Irish Goodbye, March 3rd. Tickets at overture.org.
Now open, the Signature Hall Grill Bar and Patio at Vitense Golfland. A complete bar including 8 different draft beers and 70-inch flat-screen TVs with great food anytime and happy hour specials. Visit the new Signature Hall Grill Bar and Patio, Vitense Golfland.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Center. Even though the snow has come to an end, it is a snow boots kind of day. A very slushy, wet snow fell yesterday. Again, as I mentioned, the snowflakes gone from the region early this morning. It's going to take some time to clean up, though. Good news, we have plenty of time. Doppler track off to the north and west showing a pretty quiet weather pattern developing across the northern plains, and that will impact us for the rest of the week. So here are some of those snow totals. Again, much higher than we anticipated. The storm track just a little further to the south, not allowing that warm air to get in and allow some rain to mix in with the snow. So officially in Madison, 5.2 inches, just 0.2 of an inch shy from a record yesterday. That record was set last year. Beaver Dam picking up over 6 inches, Brooklyn 5.5, and you can see the numbers as they go down. But it was a very wet, heavy snow. If you were out clearing some of that snow, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I now have a broken snow shovel. High temperatures over the next 10 days. We're going cooling down Wednesday and Thursday. We have temperatures topping only in the teens. Luckily, this cold snap is short-lived, and we rebound nicely. Normal highs now in the mid-30s. We'll even be above that as we head through the upcoming weekend. We do have alert days in the forecast, though, Wednesday and Thursday for those cold temperatures. As high pressure builds into the region, it's going to scour out the clouds. You can already see some holes developing in the clouds to the west. Look for that clearing to advance towards Wisconsin today. Temperatures, boy, are quite cold in the north and west, though. 32 here in Madison, drops to 19 in Minneapolis. International Falls, often referred to as the icebox of the nation, 9 degrees above zero this morning. So temperatures will go in the wrong direction for another couple of hours yet. We are currently dropping here in Madison down to 25 in the Dells. Temperatures below freezing as well for southwestern Wisconsin. So that means that even roads that have been cleared may be slippery this morning. Northwesterly winds are quite strong, 15 to 20 miles an hour. That keeps a wind chill in the air today. Those winds will gradually diminish, but wind chills will only improve back into the teens later on this afternoon. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. I mentioned that the skies are going to be clearing today. Look for partly sunny skies through the afternoon. Here's lunchtime. Temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. We won't get much warmer than that today. 28 for a high in Madison. At least we'll have the sunshine, and the winds will be diminishing later today. Clear skies tonight will allow for a pretty cold start tomorrow morning. We'll be down in the single digits above zero. Wind chills will be even colder. Take a look at your extended forecast. Well, you'll notice alert days for Wednesday and Thursday with those cold conditions, but then a significant stretch of quiet conditions. We don't have any precipitation in the forecast through the rest of the week right into the upcoming weekend. In fact, I don't have anything moving in the area until Monday. Let's get a look at those first warn traffic maps now this morning. We send it over to Stacy Kay for all the details. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. There was an accident this morning on 1214, way north on the Beltline at University Avenue in Middleton. The right shoulder is blocked, and it may cause a delay. Side roads are slushy and slick, but the interstate and Beltline are fine. Just be aware the wind will be blowing your car, and you will need plenty of windshield wiper fluid because of the mist from the other cars. Give yourself extra time. Checking out other roads here in Dane County, just the usual slowdowns at Stoughton Road and Park Street approaching the Beltline. Looks like East Washington still has snow in the left lanes, but volume is not an issue yet. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving along a little slower, but no other crashes or delays. With your first warn traffic, I'm Stacy Kay.
Thank you, Stacy, and thank you, Hattie. 6:17 now. The world's richest man is putting a big chunk of his own money behind the fight against climate change. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos says he will donate $10 billion of his own money for the cause. He says the money will go through an initiative called Bezos Earth Fund. It will support scientists and organizations working to mitigate the impact of climate change. In his statement, Bezos called climate issues the biggest threat to our planet.
There is some concerning news this morning for maple syrup lovers. The state could see a decrease in production because of climate change. WPR reports that federal scientists say warming weather will make the state less hospitable for the sugar maple tree. Other species impacted include birch trees and white cedars. Maple syrup is a $7 million industry here in Wisconsin.
Meanwhile, some good news for any wine enthusiasts out there. The price of wine is expected to drop to its lowest level in 5 years. You can thank a surplus of California grapes for that, combined with a decreased demand for wine. Industry experts say wine lovers can expect unprecedented retail value for wine this year. Cheaper prices might last up to 3 years.
Dairy Farmers of America has put in a bid to buy a substantial part of Dean Foods. Dean filed for bankruptcy back in November. As the country's largest milk processor, keeping the company going is essential to dairy farmers. The two have been working on the deal since the co-op learned about Dean's bankruptcy plans. It's still subject to approval by the DOJ.
6:18 now. Mississippi is still under a state of emergency this morning after some historic flooding. Coming up, we're hearing why the danger isn't quite over.
And we're taking a look out of the roads right now where, as Stacy Kay just mentioned, police are responding to an accident at the Beltline and University. We do know no one was hurt in that crash, but you're going to want to know about that as you head out the door. We'll have more traffic updates to keep you going this morning. We'll be right back.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
New Colgate Optic White Renewal, with the most hydrogen peroxide in a whitening toothpaste, removes 10 years of yellow stains from your teeth. That's like all the way back to 2010.
Thick boots. YOLO, right? Do the doggy!
Remove 10 years of yellow stains with new Colgate Optic White Renewal.
He's thinking recliner. You're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. 25% off unadvertised items and sale items marked down even more. This sofa for just $398. This bed just $298 with base. This Sealy Posturepedic pillow top mattress for only $394. That's over $800 off. And did you know you get free shipping with no minimum? And most items can be in your home in a week. Hurry, the President's Sale ends soon at Slumberland Furniture.
I have been working out at the Princeton Club for 30 years. My mom, myself, and my daughter, it's been 80 years.
The fitness part stems back to even my mom, and I worked out with her.
We get to do things that a lot of people, generational, can't do. I get to play, pickleball with my mom, or I'm hiking with my daughter and the grandkids. Princeton Club is a part of my life. It would be the one thing I could not give up.
Growing up, your memories may have included reading your favorite book before bed. For many, this is where the joy of reading starts.
At Bella Domicile, we want every child to experience that joy.
And it's Madison Reading Project's mission to make sure that all children have that same opportunity.
Please donate to help us provide 40,000 books to children and help sustain our Big Red Reading Bus.
For more information, visit MadisonReadingProject.com.
Brought to you by Bella Domicile and United Madison.
Here's to the hardest working people in America, the ones whose work is never done, the ones who don't settle for good enough. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we stand behind you with genuine value on quality tools and supplies. Like a free lithium battery when you buy this Milwaukee 2-tool combo kit. Save $50 on this DeWalt Mechanics tool set, and all welding wire and rods are 15% off.
The hardest working people in America find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
6:22 on your Tuesday. Temperatures looking pretty mild as we start out the day.
Yeah, not bad. We are going to be dropping a little bit. Wish we could see some sunshine. We have the Capitol behind us. A great view with no issues with visibility, but since it is cloudy, we can't see the sunshine just yet.
It's coming, though.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's getting earlier every day. Let's take a look at our temperatures. Leah mentioned it's 32 right now in Madison. Janesville still holding at 36. Watertown is 32 as well. Take a look west of Dane County, though. Temperatures are below the freezing points. That means even roads that have been cleared, some of that slush is likely freezing on the roadways this morning. There may be some slippery spots that may cause a slower start to the day. Wind chills today will be in the teens right into the afternoon. We have a pretty strong northwesterly wind. It will be diminishing late today, but still keeping a chill in the air. So as you send the kids out the door, again, it's all the snow gear needed today with that fresh snow back across southern Wisconsin. It'll be fun to play in at recess. Take a look at the temperatures, staying in the 20s today, but at least we get some sunshine for the afternoon. Have a wonderful Tuesday.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Mississippi is still under a state of emergency this morning as the Pearl River reaches its third highest crest on record. That river is cresting at just about 37 feet this morning and will go back down from that peak soon, but it's not expected to drop below major flood stage until sometime tomorrow. There have been at least 16 search and rescue operations across that state with at least 1,000 homes expected to be damaged. Mississippi's governor says even though the water levels are dropping, the threat still remains.
We do expect the water to recede relatively quickly over the next 2 to 3 days. But as it is receding, it is going to be fast-flowing water.
The National Weather Service says more rain is in the forecast, which could cause flash flooding in certain areas.
Breaking this morning, the UN Secretary General says the coronavirus outbreak is not, quote, out of control, but is, quote, a very dangerous situation. This comes as the State Department of Health Services says there is another potential case being tested in Wisconsin. So far, of the total 16 people tested in the state, 1 is positive, and now this additional 1 is pending. Worldwide, more than 73,000 people are infected. In China, residents are worried that some necessary food and household items will run out as folks stay in. Even with rationing, shelves are emptying faster than stores can restock them.
Coming up on 6:25 and still to come for us, it is Election Day in Wisconsin, and we're hearing from the 3 candidates on the ballot for state Supreme Court.
Plus, we are live from the Capitol with what security measures are being taken to make sure your vote stays secure. That's when News 3 Now this morning continues.
If you want your company vehicle noticed, wrap it right with vehicle graphics and wraps from Monarch Media Designs. We are a 3M certified graphics installation company, which means you're getting the best installers, the best materials, the best vehicle wraps. Monarch Media Designs. To see how your business can get noticed, visit our online gallery at monarchworld.com.
Let me guess, you've been mattress shopping online.
Yeah.
Does this feel soft to you? You need Easy Choice.
Easy Choice?
Yeah, that sounds easy. It is.
Can we try it?
You are. Easy
Choice. Can we take it home?
Yeah.
But we came here on these.
We deliver.
Awesome.
Find your Easy Choice. The best price, comfort, quality, and setup. It's easy.
How does the automatic emergency braking in the Chevy Equinox work?
What?
Can you tell me how lane keep assist with lane departure warning works?
Lane departure warning? What is that exactly?
Kids may not know about the 2020 Chevy Equinox's standard safety features, but every parent should.
Qualified lessees can lease this Equinox LT for around $219 a month. Plus, eligible GM card members get $1,000 in bonus earnings.
Charger, my Hy-Vee grocery cart's about to die.
Will you take our picture with my Hy-Vee grocery cart?
Absolutely. Hey, is that the latest Hy-Vee grocery cart?
Yeah.
Please put your Hy-Vee grocery carts in airplane mode for takeoff.
Sir, you left your Hy-Vee grocery cart on the table. Oh, thank you.
Download the all-new Hy-Vee shopping app. It's the fresh way to shop fresh.
Please be courteous and silence your Hy-Vee grocery carts.
Hey, movie starting. Yeah. I'm almost done with my grocery shopping.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship. Dedicated to being the best. So when you need a plumber for an important upgrade or 24-hour emergency service, call RHD. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises. With the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proudly serving all of Dane County.
Tired of the cold? Then warm up with winter cocktails, spirits, food, and live music at Madison Magazine's Top Shelf Winter Taste. It's March 9th from 6 to 9 at the beautiful Edgewater Hotel. Tickets now available at MadisonMagazineExperience.com. Pick up a copy of Madison Magazine and have the city at your fingertips. Dining, entertainment, where to go, and what to see. Original reporting, local business, and politics. Pick up the latest issue on newsstands now.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for staying with us on this Tuesday, February 18th. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Josh Breiter. We start in the Weather Center with meteorologist Hattie McLean, who's tracking kind of a sloppy commute, though it looks very nice outside.
You know, I've been watching the cars. This is Raymond Road just outside of the station. They're actually going at a pretty good clip. The road has been cleared, but you can still see there's a little bit of slushy stuff, but it's not really slowing that guy down at all. So I guess take it easy this morning. There may be some slippery spots as temperatures drop below the freezing point yet this morning. We have a strong northwest northwesterly wind, not causing a huge issue with blowing and drifting because the snow was so heavy. But again, it is cooling us down this morning. So our temperatures over the next 12 hours are going to fall below freezing here in Madison. That's what may cause some of that slush to freeze on the roads, may cause slippery spots. We'll be back in the upper 20s later on this afternoon. Let's get a closer look at some of those first warn traffic maps this morning. Couple of issues to tell you about. On the interstate, there's a stalled vehicle at Highway N that is blocking the right shoulder. No delays there right now. Here in Madison, again, another accident on the Beltline and Middleton. This is right at University Avenue. Again, the shoulder is blocked there. You can see a few small delays starting to develop in that area this morning. Plan some extra time to get to your destination this morning. Again, the roads will still be slushy, especially those side streets. Over the next couple of days, though, improving weather conditions. Here's your car wash forecast, Leah. Wednesday and Thursday. I know Josh is going to wash his car, but Leah, Wednesday and Thursday would be great days to wash the car.
That's some shade right there.
She actually did it for you this time. Usually she just skips right over you.
Oh, she knows better.
I want to include you, Leah.
Thank you, Hattie. I appreciate it. Okay, today is primary election day in Wisconsin, and the only statewide race is for the Supreme Court.
There are 3 candidates hoping to advance on and serve on the court for the next 10 years, and only 2 of them will make it past this primary, move on to the final ballot in April for the spring election. Current Justice Daniel Kelly is looking to keep his seat on the court. Kelly was appointed in 2016 by Governor Walker to fill out the rest of Justice David Prosser's term. Before he was appointed, he posted his opinions on same-sex marriage and the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on it, saying that the same-sex movement was about using the power of the state to compel others to, quote, legitimize the same-sex couple's personal arrangements. He refused to clarify that position to us, but says he'll resolve all cases according to nothing but the law.
This is all about being faithful to the constitutional text, as it's written, not as we might wish it to be written, but as the people of Wisconsin have actually adopted and maintained it over all of these years.
Now, one of the candidates looking to take Kelly's spot on the court is Dane County Circuit Judge Jill Karofsky. Karofsky frequently mentions her values, including civil rights and the rights of women and workers. She also says we need to be smart about gun control and says she still believes in the Second Amendment and the right to own guns.
What I have done is I have talked about my values, and I have been very open and honest about what my values are. But in my courtroom, I follow the rule of law, and I can give you many, many examples of when I have ruled against my personal or political interest.
I'm the only candidate who is keeping politics out of this and stressing affirmatively my qualifications as a law professor, experienced lawyer, and the way I can bring consensus to the court.
You just heard from constitutional law professor Ed Falone, the 3rd candidate running for the Supreme Court seat. Falone says he wants partisanship out of the race and says the election is about restoring neutrality on the court. If elected, Falone would be the first Hispanic member of the court and the only person of color.
Local officials say they're stepping up security for today's primary.
Our Keely Arthur joins us live from the Capitol to share the changes you can expect today. Hi, Keely.
Hi, Josh and Leila. Yeah, at this point, there's no point in really doing my hair with this wind out here. Hopefully, it's not too distracting. Talking about elections, when you go into the polls today, you're not going to really see any major changes in terms of security upgrades because everything's happening on the background, in the back end of things, especially in terms of cyber security. Now, Dane County actually worked with Homeland Security to make things a bit more airtight. These changes have been implemented in the past year. They test every voting machine now twice before Election Day with a different person testing each time. Afterwards, they will audit the results. Dane County Clerk Scott McDonald says he publishes every single ballot image to the web, so you can actually click through and match it up with election night results. They've also changed the servers they use and have updated encryption codes. McDonald says they are doing this to prevent any interfering with elections, whether the threat is real or not.
So we're trying to prevent anything that could be, done by a foreign actor, but also I think it's important for the viewers to realize that there's also just going to be in tons of conspiracy theories out there, whether anything happened or not, and so just to know that we assume failure at every point and we check for it.
Ballots candidates vary between cities and counties, but everyone will see the Supreme Court race on their ballot today, as we have mentioned. And the changes aren't really going to impact voters, as I also said. But one thing you will see as you head into the polls are digital voting machines. Experts say that is to help people with disabilities vote a little bit easier. They're just touch screens, a little bit more user-friendly. Now, a voter is not going to have to use those, but they will be available to everyone at every polling center. That's something that the county had in some locations, but now it is countywide, which is pretty exciting. Josh and Leah.
All right, Keely Arthur looking beautiful and providing important information. Keely, we appreciate it. 6:34 now. Early voting for the presidential election is underway for voters in Nevada ahead of that state's caucuses. The latest polls show Bernie Sanders leading, with Joe Biden not far behind. But that may be changing with breaking details overnight. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is now qualifying for tomorrow night's debate in Nevada. He needed to earn at least 10% support in a national poll by midnight tonight to qualify. He ended up polling at 19% in the most recent PBS NewsHour poll released this morning. Bloomberg won't appear on primary ballots until Super Tuesday. That's still 2 weeks away. But he has climbed in the polls in recent weeks thanks to his large national advertising campaign. More than 2,000 former Justice Department officials are asking Attorney General William Barr to resign this morning. The officials have served in both Republican and Democratic administrations and made their request in an open letter. It says, quote, "Governments that use the enormous power of law enforcement to punish their enemies and reward their allies are not constitutional republics. They are autocracies." This comes after the department intervened in Roger Stone's case, overruling federal prosecutors on how long his sentence should be. The intervention led 4 prosecutors to withdraw from that case, one resigning from the department entirely.
Breaking news overnight, the Boy Scouts of America has filed for bankruptcy protection as it faces new sex abuse lawsuits. The filing is an attempt to work out a potential compensation plan for abuse victims that will allow the 110-year-old organization to carry on. Scores of lawyers are seeking settlements on behalf of the thousands of men who say they were molested by Scout leaders decades ago. The organization could be forced to sell off property holdings to raise money for a compensation fund that could surpass $1 billion.
6:36 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, we have the latest on another possible case of coronavirus here in Wisconsin.
But first, sloppy is the word of the day when describing your morning commute as we take a live look at the Capitol this morning. Just ahead, Hattie's telling us what we need to know to make it safely to work and school, plus the bitter cold returning. We'll be right back.
You know who really loves fresh food? Amateur chefs, stay-at-home parents, salad lovers, barbecuers, smorgasborders, hors d'oeuvres, fondue-ers, and flambéers, midnight snackers, brown baggers, bakers, and throw it in the microwavers. At Pick and Save, you can get all the fresh you want at a great price with same-day pickup and delivery. Because we believe in fresh for everyone.
Eating and drinking healthy things that are acidic, it's negatively impacting your enamel. Thinning and yellowing can happen as a result of that. Pronamel is a proactive solution designed to help protect your enamel.
Goldman Cars is starting the new year with a bang. Buy a 2019 Toyota Corolla for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with remaining factory warranty.
That's right. For the new year, buy 2019 Toyota Corollas for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with remaining factory warranty.
So come in today and get your 2019 Toyota Corolla for only $14,995 or $239 per month.
Go to Goldman Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Goldman, GoldmanCars.com.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Culligan Water not only sells the best water softeners, but also rents them. Big box plumbers and online sellers don't. With renting, you never pay for repairs or extended warranties. And Culligan softeners are backed by the world's largest dealer network. Get better water. Contact Culligan.
Switch to US Cellular now and get 50% off select smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S10e or the Google Pixel 4. Decisions. Amazing phone or amazing phone? Or one of these amazing phones. 50% off. An offer this good is a no-brainer, but choosing, ooh, so hard. Sorry about offering you so many amazing phones at 50% off. Our bad, but good for you. Now that's fair. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Watch News 3 Now First Warn Weather so you always know what's headed our way. Away from your TV? Not a problem. Get breaking news, weather alerts, and political coverage from the award-winning News 3 Now team. Plus, all things Madison. Stay connected anywhere with Channel 3000, Madison's #1 digital news source.
Let's see what's trending this morning. There's some pushback against an annual tradition in the northern part of the state. Each year, folks in Ridgeland, Wisconsin throw more than 100 chickens off of a roof, with people standing below trying to catch them.
The rule here is if you catch a kitchen, you get to keep it. The tradition has been around for more than 30 years, but a growing group of people want the practice to stop. Some say it's nothing more than a harmless small-town tradition, but others say it promotes cruelty to animals.
Everyone just stops you and says nice chicken and stuff like that. It's just fun time out here.
These chickens are thrown into a crowd. They're terrified, they're scared, they get hurt. And it's just, we don't have to do this to animals in order to have a good time.
More than 40 activists from across the Midwest came to Ridgeland to protest the event, and multiple online petitions want the event to be canceled. Some activists took the chicken toss to court, where a judge recently dismissed an emergency injunction to end the event. All right, 6:40 now. Let's take a look at your My Morning this morning. Jan Snowden sent in just a beautiful, beautiful photo. Hopefully we can take a peek at it here. This is looking down the boardwalk at Lake Koshkonong. It's got me wanting to take a little stroll outside today.
Oh my gosh, that looks fantastic. There's nothing better than seeing all of the snow sticking to everything and then being on the lake. It feels like you have like everything right there.
It's just as pretty, well, maybe not just as pretty, but pretty dang close here in Madison too. The drive-in, stunning with the ice and the snow everywhere.
Looks good as long as you don't have to be out in it.
Yeah, take your time if you're driving in it, that's for sure. Thank you for sharing that, Jan. We love that.
Remember, you can always share your morning with us over on our Facebook page. Well, we are dealing with quite the messy commute this morning after yesterday's snowfall, and Hattie's tracking some sub-zero wind chills with 2 alert days coming up later this week. She'll have the latest updates to her forecast next.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, we would love to share their picture on TV. Send it in to that address right there. And thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning.
Lucas 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Ish Monroe, Mark Zona, Pete Maynard, Tommy Kimo, and other fishing experts will be speaking at the Wisconsin Fishing Expo, February 28th through March 1st at the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center. Same great show with a hot new look, now with even more booths. New Kids Fishing Bingo for the first 500 kids per day. Over 300 booths, hundreds of boats priced to sell, more gear and tackle than ever. Go to wifishingexpo.com for details. Kids 12 and under free.
My dad, Dan Kelly, is a great judge. He's just super focused about it. He reads a lot.
Statutes. Fascinating.
Dad loves the Constitution.
Perfection.
He issues strong opinions.
America's great. The Bears stink. No judge should rewrite the law.
He's not exactly exciting.
The Marbury case.
But he's an amazing dad and a great judge.
Justice Daniel Kelly for Supreme Court.
This is a story of the American dream. It starts here, in a middle-class neighborhood with a middle-class kid named Mike. When his father died, his mother went to work and became the breadwinner. She instilled in Mike a belief in hard work and a drive to build a better life. So he started a company from scratch with an idea and endless hours. Today, that makes him the only Democrat in the race who's created 20,000 jobs. He's the only Democrat who's run the largest and most diverse city in America, rebuilding after 9/11, creating over 400 450,000 jobs and expanding health care coverage to 700,000 people. The only Democrat who's built a grassroots movement to combat gun violence, and he's a leader combating climate change. The only Democrat who's never taken a penny from special interests. Now Mike is running to deliver on the American dream for everyone with common sense solutions and the ability to get it done, because Mike Bloomberg is the only Democrat who can take on Trump, and Trump knows it.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Dear Wallet, Toyota President's Day is on. Load up on tech. Load up on style. Load up on fun. And load up on savings. Hurry, get a historic deal before it's history. See you soon, your new Toyota. Right now, get $1,000 TFS cash when you finance a new 2020 RAV4 or lease a new RAV4 for $239 a month. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Center. We still have plenty of cloud cover in the area. Just a little hole developing there that you can see on the Edgewater Skycam, but a gray start to the morning. We have still snow-covered and slippery roads in some locations. Here's the WIC-TV sky camera shot showing you Raymond Road. It has been plowed, but there's likely still a little bit of slush lingering. Temperatures will drop below freezing this morning yet with a strong northwesterly wind. Right now you can see those northwesterly winds around 15 to 20 miles an hour in some location. It's pretty chilly wind, ushering in colder temperatures. Wind chills right now are down into the teens in many spots. Feels like 15 in the Dells, 17 in Lone Rock, just 13 in Camp Douglas. Not quite as cold here in Madison. Our wind chill is 22 degrees. Your future track forecast, though, shows you temperatures dropping back into the 20s in all locations this morning. By lunchtime today, we're looking at skies starting to turn partly sunny. Temperatures will climb back into the upper 20s later on this afternoon with some sunshine. Those northwesterly winds will be with us all day, but they will start to diminish late this afternoon. Skies will continue to clear out tonight, which will set us up for a very cold night. Your alert days in the forecast still for Wednesday and Thursday for pretty cold conditions as we go through this week. If you're not so happy about those cold temperatures, I will tell you just 29 days until spring officially starts on March 19th. But who's counting? Temperatures, as we look at the overnight temps into tonight and Wednesday morning. Take a look at the numbers. You'll see some negatives on the map. 10 below tomorrow morning in Eau Claire. Single digits below zero possible Wednesday morning. Through the day, we're going to improve a little bit, but not much. Temperatures will top only in the teens. And then we're headed below zero once again on Thursday. So 2 cold mornings in a row before temperatures start to rebound. Here's a look at your extended forecast. What you'll notice on this forecast is an abundance of sunshine going right through the weekend. I have pretty quiet conditions. Again, keep in mind those cold days Wednesday and Thursday, but we have a nice rebound for Friday and the upcoming weekend. We're flirting with 40 degrees with sunshine on Saturday and Sunday. Our next chance for precipitation holds off until Monday of next week. So a nice stretch of dry weather. Look at Fonzie and Cooper in Monroe. Buddy. Looks like they're sitting at the table. Maybe it's dinner time.
By the look of those eyes, I think it is dinner time.
Maybe. I'm sure, I'm positive they will find a nice sunny spot this afternoon.
Oh, for sure.
Cuties. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next on News 3 Now this morning.
Congratulations to Holly Walker, a top-notch drama teacher at West High School in Madison.
When I see a student just living fully in who they are when they're on stage and then giving that back to the audience for these little kids to see, that part I love. I absolutely love that part.
If you know a teacher who deserves to be recognized as a top-notch teacher, send us a letter, an email, or nominate a teacher at channel3000.com.
Sponsored by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
I'm happy head to toe. I'm in overdrive. I'm ready, 'cause these are the best.
When you try the new Tempur-Pedic Breeze, you'll feel how it helps you sleep cooler. So no more nocturnal baking or polar ice cap air conditioner mode. Because the Tempur-Pedic Breeze transfers heat away from your body, so you sleep cool all night long. Experience the superior cooling comfort of the Tempur-Pedic Breeze today.
For a limited time, shop Tempur-Pedic at Denver Mattress and save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
The new year is well underway. It's time to shake off the dust and get a jump start on your home improvement projects with Feldco. For a limited time, save 40% on our energy-efficient windows. And if you get your home windows replaced now, you can take advantage of no interest until 2021. This is an opportunity you don't want to pass up.
40% off and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Don't miss your chance to see the 6-time Grammy Award-winning Irish band The Chieftains on their Goodbye Tour. Celebrate 57 years of music making in an unforgettable evening of music, song, and dance. The Chieftains, The Irish Goodbye, March 3rd. Tickets at overture.org.
This election season, politicians are targeting Wisconsin, making promises and claims to capture your vote. But you deserve the truth. Only Reality Check gives you the tools you need to make informed choices. I'm News 3 Now political reporter Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
It's 6:49, time for the morning sprint with an update on the state primary election today, along with a slushy forecast as you head to the polls.
Yeah, we're going to start with Hattie in the First Warn Weather Center. Hattie, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. That's right. We have slushy conditions this morning. Temperatures still hovering right around the freezing point here in Madison. Fresh blanket of white on top of everything. Northwesterly winds keeping a chill in the air this morning. We're seeing those winds around 15 miles an hour here in Madison. Our temperatures will climb through the 20s, but stay in the upper 20s later on this afternoon. West-northwesterly winds will gradually diminish late today.
Well, it's election day here in Wisconsin. Just the spring primary. There is one state election on every ballot today. That's for state Supreme Court. And then, of course, things are going to vary between what county you live in and what city you live in. Polls open today in just a few minutes at 7 a.m. In terms of absentee voting, Dane County officials say they're seeing a big hike here. But in terms of voting today, Dane County officials don't suspect it to be very high, considering it's just that spring primary. However, Rock County says they are seeing really low absentee voting overall, and they expect that to feed into what we see today. They expect only about 8% of people to come out to vote. Dane County expects roughly 25. Our political reporter Amy Reed will have election results tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Leah?
Thank you, Keely. We are highlighting the statewide race on that ballot this morning. As Keely just mentioned, the state Supreme Court seat up for grabs. Currently, Justice Daniel Kelly is looking to keep his seat. He's backed by conservative groups. The other two candidates on the ballot, Dane County Circuit Judge Jill Karofsky and Marquette Law Professor Ed Falone, are both supported by left-leaning groups. You can read up on all of those candidates over on channel3000.com.
Early voting for the presidential election is now underway for voters in Nevada ahead of that state's caucuses this weekend. The latest polls show Bernie Sanders leading in Nevada with Joe Biden not far behind. Before the caucuses there, the candidates will participate in another Democratic debate in that state. Biden, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren have all qualified for tomorrow's debate.
And just in, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg will be on the debate stage as well tomorrow, thanks to new polling out this morning. The poll by PBS NewsHour has him at 19%. He had to earn at least 10% to take part in the debate. This will be Bloomberg's first debate. He won't be on a primary ballot until Super Tuesday, 2 weeks from now.
More than 2,000 former Justice Department officials are asking Attorney General William Barr to resign this morning. It comes after the department intervened in Roger Stone's case, overruling federal prosecutors on how long his sentence should be. The intervention led 4 prosecutors to withdraw from that case, and one resigned from the department entirely.
Breaking overnight, the Boy Scouts of America is filing for bankruptcy protection as it faces new sex abuse lawsuits. The organization is working out a compensation plan for abuse victims that will allow the 110-year-old organization to carry on. Lawyers are seeking settlements on behalf of thousands of men who say they were molested by Scout leaders decades ago.
Breaking news overnight, police are looking for a group of people involved in a disturbance that ended in shots being fired. Fitchburg police say they were called to Pike Drive just off of Fish Hatch Road for a disturbance just after 8 p.m. The people involved were able to get away and no one was hurt. Anyone with information is asked to call Fitchburg police.
The 21-year-old suspected of killing veteran Nicholas Day is being held on $1 million cash bond this morning. Riley Berg is facing a first-degree intentional homicide charge. Day's body was found on County Highway JG in Blue Mounds. Day's blood was found on the steering wheel near the gear shift and on the seatbelt in Berg's car. Berg's dad told detectives his son has schizophrenia and is medicated.
The former Badger player suspected of killing 2 mothers will make his first court appearance today. Marcus Randall is accused of killing Brittany McAdory and Sierra Winchester in Janesville. He turned himself into Chicago police over the weekend and will appear in Cook County Court in Illinois.
Milwaukee officials say the suspect in a triple homicide will be making his way from Memphis, Tennessee, back up to Wisconsin as soon as today. Arzell Ivory is accused of killing Amara Banks and her 4- and 5-year-old girls. Neighbors recall hearing loud thumping sounds 2 weeks ago and Banks yelling, "Please don't kill me," from her apartment. A neighbor called 911 but says police didn't arrive until the next morning.
Police in Milwaukee are still searching for a missing UW-Milwaukee student who hasn't been seen since early Friday. Sean Bake is a freshman from McFarland. UWN police say Sean Bake was using LSD with another student shortly before he went missing. The freshman from McFarland was last seen leaving a dorm after the other student started having a bad reaction to the drug. Bake is diabetic and needs insulin regularly.
Dodge County officials are looking for a 77-year-old man who's been missing since Saturday evening. John Bakhubur was last seen at the Mayville Piggly Wiggly around 6:30 Saturday evening. He's described as 5'7", 130 pounds, with blue eyes and gray hair. He's missing some of his lower teeth and might be wearing prescription glasses. Anyone with information on his location is asked to call the Mayville Police Department.
Breaking now, the UN Secretary General says the coronavirus outbreak is not, quote, out of control, but it is a very dangerous situation. The State Department of Health Services says there is another potential case of coronavirus being tested in Wisconsin. According to its website, this is the only pending case now. So far, there have been a total of 16 people tested. 14 have been negative, 1 positive, and now the 1 additional pending worldwide. More than 73,000 people are infected.
More Madison teachers are resigning than in previous years. The State Journal reports that between the start of the 2018-19 school year and this fall, 231 teachers resigned. That's the highest number of resignations and percentage of teachers resigning in the years covered by the report. Other employee groups like cafeteria workers and special education assistants have even higher rates of turnover than teachers.
NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is recovering this morning after a scary crash in last night's Daytona 500. His car flipped in the air and started on fire as it skidded across the finish line on its roof. Doctors say Newman is in serious condition, but his injuries are not life-threatening. Large black screens were set up to block the view as emergency personnel worked to free Newman from the car.
6:56 now. Let's turn it over to Stacey K with a look at your First Warn traffic. Hi, Stacey.
Hi. All right. There's been an accident on 51 North where it meets the interstate. The right shoulder is blocked and may cause a delay. Plus, there's a disabled vehicle on 3990 North before the Beltline near County Road and the right shoulder blocked there. And there was an accident way north on the Beltline at University Avenue in Middleton. The right shoulder blocked there. Side roads are slushy and slick, but the interstate and Beltline are actually fine. The westbound side of the Beltline very busy now between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. Inbound John Nolan getting more crowded now at the Rimrock Olin and North Shore Drive intersections as you make your way downtown. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving along a little slower, but no delays. With your First Warn traffic, I'm Stacey K.
Thank you, Stacy. Here's a live look from the Edgewater Skycam over downtown Madison this morning. We definitely have cloudy skies. The snow has come to an end. No more snowflakes in the forecast for several days. In fact, look for some clearing to take place today. Temperatures still falling this morning, but we'll be back in the upper 20s later on this afternoon. That extended forecast has alert days in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be pretty cold around here with those nighttime lows near zero. Morning wind chills will definitely be below zero.
All right. Thank you very much, Addie.
And thank you for joining us. Go make it a great day. And remember, you can get all of your Election Day needs on channel3000.com.